வணக்கம் நண்பர்களே, இது உங்கள் வைரவ பழனிசாமி. நம்ம வந்து யூபிஎஸ்சி சிவில் சர்வீஸ் எக்ஸாமோட ஒரிஜினல் பேப்பர் ஜெனரல் ஸ்டடீஸ் 2026 ஒரிஜினல் பேப்பர் கொஸ்டின் பை கொஸ்டின் வித் டீடைல் சொல்யூஷன்ஸ். ஒவ்வொரு எபிசோட்லையும் நம்ம வந்து 10 கேள்விகள் தான் பார்க்குறோம். அந்த வகையில் இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறது 8வது எபிசோட், தட் இஸ் 71லிருந்து 80வது கேள்வி வரைக்கும் வாங்க பார்க்கலாம். Consider the following statement required to involvement of private entities in India's space program. The Indian National Space Program Authorization Center in Space is an autonomous agency formed to facilitate participation of private entities. Agnikul Cosmos launched the world's first flight using 3D print rocket engine. Skyroot Aerospace has developed liquid fuel for JSLV. What are the statement? True. So the true statement, that is C, 1 and 2 only. 1 and 2 only, that is this one. Indian National Space Promotion Authorization Center is an autonomous agency formed to facilitate participation of private entities. Agnikul Cosmos launched world first flight using 3D. Okay, so let's see the explanation. In space set up in 2020 under the Department of Space, an autonomous and single window agency to authorize and promote private participation in space. That is one is correct. Agnikul Cosmos and Agniban SOR TED in May 2024 was the world first flight powered by the fully 3D printed single piece semi-cryogenic rocket engine Agni-Let. To correct. Statement 3 is wrong. Skyroot Aerospace Vikram series solid and cryogenic stages, not in the liquid for JSLV. JSLV liquid and cryogenic stages developed by ISRO. So hence 1 and 2 only true. Then 72nd question. Which of the following statements in regard to drone swarms is correct or are correct? They use terahertz band frequency to communicate with the command center. Individual drones in a swarm can communicate each other. Drones in a swarm. GPS spoofing is commonly used to technique and counter the drone swarm attack. So what are right? It is 2, 1, 3 only right. 2, 1, 3 only right. We'll see that. So let's see. So this is wrong. Terahertz illa. So individual drones in the swarm can communicate with each other. Drones in the swarm, and GPS spoofing is a commonly used technique to counter drone swarm. The explanation. Drone swarm is a mesh network where individual drones share data with the peers and adapt collectively. To statement 2 is correct. GPS spoofing in feeding false navigation signals is a standard counter swarm electric warfare technique, and alongside jamming directed, that is 3 correct. Statement 1 is wrong because swarm typically use sub gigahertz around Wi-Fi and LTE 5G, that is proprietary bands, and not the terahertz bands. So we just suffer severe atmospheric attenuation and still experimental, hence 2, 1, 3 only correct. 73rd question. Which of the following statement regard to Genome India project? That is, it is the part of Human Genome Project. The project is funded by Department of Biotechnology, DPT, Government of India. It's a primary aim to build, catalog, and genetic diversity of Indian population. So the correct answer is, again, it's a B, 2, 1, 3 only. 2, 1, 3 only. Let's see 2, 1, 3. That is, this project is funded by DPT, that is DPT, Department of Biotechnology, and it's a primary aim to build, catalog, genetic diversity of the Indian population. Right? It is not part of human genome. So what's an explanation? The explanation comes. Genome India is funded by the Department of Biotechnology, executed by consortium led by Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. 2 is correct. The goal is to sequence 10,000 whole genome representative of Indian population diversity, build a national reference database of genetic variation. 3 is correct. Statement 1 is wrong. Genome India is an independent Indian initiative launched in 2020, not part of International Human Genome, which concluded in 2003. So hence 2, 1, 3 only. Next question. 74th question. So which of the following statements regard to National Quantum Mission, NQM, is or correct? It aims to develop intermediate scale quantum computers with 52,000 physical qubits. The implementation includes setting up of thematic hubs and T-hubs in academic and national R&D institutes across India. The correct answer is both A and 2, A1 and 2. That is, both are correct. Both the statements are correct. It aims to develop intermediate scale quantum computers 52,000 physical qubits, and its implementation includes setting up thematic hubs, T hubs in academic and national R&D. Right? Let's see the explanation. So the National Quantum Mission approved in April 2023 with an outlay of 6,003 crores targets development of intermediate scale of quantum computers with 52,000 physical qubits and over 8 years. That is only is correct. It establishes the thematic of the T hubs in quantum computing and quantum communication, quantum sensing, meteorology, and then quantum material devices across top academic and national R&D institutions. So two correct. So both the statements align with the DST mission, that is Department of Science and Technology mission. Both 1 and 2 both are correct. So let's see that 75th question. Which of the following statement recorded to India's deep ocean mission is or correct? It was launched by the Ministry of Sports, Shipping and Waterways, Government of India. Matsya 6000 has been designed to carry 3 people for deep sea exploration. Samudrayan is a project under the mission. So the correct answer is B again, 2131B, not the first one. First one is launched by Ministry of Ports. No, it's not Ministry of Sports. It is Ministry of Fisheries, I think. So Matsya 6000 designed to carry 3 people deep sea exploration. Samudrayan is under this mission. Let's see the explanation. Yes, the deep sea mission was launched in 2025 by the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Ministry of Earth Sciences, MOES, not Ministry of Sports and Shipping, and water statement one is wrong. Matsya 6000 is the named submersible being developed by NOAT, National Institute of Ocean Technology, carry 3 persons to 6,000 meter depth. That is 2 correct. Samudrayan is the manned submarine project under the Deep Ocean Mission. 3 is correct. So 2 and 3, both the statements are correct. First statement wrong. Let's see 76th question. Mr. X, a senior officer, was overseeing a critical vaccination program during pandemic. He found that a private service provider responsible for vaccine distribution was compromising on quality to make profits. Despite immense pressure to manage the issue due to vested interest, he raised his voice based on principles of public administration, which he learned during his various training programs attended across his career. He reported this issue to the appropriate vigilance authority and halted the contract to ensure citizen welfare. So that's a basic. And which one of the following principles of public administration was most strongly demonstrated by X scenes? Right? So that is direct, it is accountability. That is very clear, it is accountability. Very nice. The explanation. Mr. X's action reporting wrongdoing the vigilance authority and halting the compromise contract despite pressure from vested interest. It's a textbook demonstration of accountability, the obligation of a public servant to answer for actions, decisions and outcomes in the discharge of public duties. Esprit de corps relates to team spirit, unity among staff, equity concerns, fair impartial treatment, citizens and delegation refers to entrusting task downward. None of these capture the act of standing against malpractice and being answerable to for the citizen's welfare, which is the essence of accountability in public administration, emphasis in the second ARC of Nolan principles. Right? Then 77th question. It's also the same thing. In a multi-ethnic district where both economic competition and historical grievances frequently led to community tensions, a flashpoint has arisen with the government decision to allocate land for a waste management facility near tribal hamlet, sparking protest by tribal community, which claimed that the law was sacred and critical to their cultural identity. At the same time, urban residents and local industries supported the project, citing severe solid waste challenges, health concern due to lack of proper disposal site. So the conflict has escalated with the road blockades and the social media campaigns and allegation of police excesses. So the explanation, what we get out of it. As a responsible official, government official, you are tasked with resolving this situation through mediation, ensuring sustainable outcome that balances environmental needs, tribal rights, and urban public health. Consider the following statement with reference to the above. A successful conflict resolution process must begin with acknowledging cultural concerns and the protesting tribal community before discussing technical alternatives. The government should move ahead with the project without a delay to address urban health concerns which outweigh the sentiments of the small group, creating a multi-stakeholder dialogue platform including tribal leaders, environmental experts and municipal representatives to build mutual understanding and help de-escalate tensions. Conducting an independent environmental social impact that ESIA sharing findings transparent both sides to facilitate evidence-based decision making. Which of the following statement given would contribute to the resolution process? Resolution process. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4 all. Okay, here there is a numbering in typing, there is a problem because the statements are this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, so now the correct answer is 1, 3, 4, that is A. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, that is 1, 3, 4. So this is not there. This point is a second point. This is not there. The government should move ahead the project without a delay and address urban health concerns outweigh the sentiments of the small group. So let's see the explanation. A conflict resolution such ethnically charged disputes begins in empathetic acknowledgement of cultural identity concerns of affected community statement 1, followed by inclusive multi-stakeholder dialogue on statement 3, and evidence-based transparent ESIA statement 4 and statement 2 bulldozing ahead of overriding tribal sentiments or small group violates the principles of natural justice FRA 2006 and PESA and doctrine of free prior informed consent. It would escalate rather than the conflict. Hence 1, 3, 4 would constitute legitimate and sustainable mediation and strategies and administrative ethics and Kantian conflict resolution principles. So next, 78th question. Ms. X is a mid-level civil service official working in urban development department of a major city. Recently, she was involved in approving contract for a public infrastructure project, a new community park. During the approval process, she received a piece of confidential information indicating that one of the shortlisted contractors has history of poor workmanship and allegations of corruption to other cities. Though nothing had been legally proven, the head of the department, Mr. Y, advised her not to disclose this information to the project committee or public because it could delay the project and damage city's reputation. However, Ms. X believed that withholding such information compromised transparency of public trust. So, what are the following? What amongst the following should X do? Immediately disclose the committee, recommend removing the contractor shortlist, and then propose limited disclosure and oversight committee and keeping informed. So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay. So the correct answer is all 3. 1, 2, 3. All 3. That is immediate disclosure of information project committee to the public and recommend removing a contractor from the shortlist and project integrity and propose a limited disclosure to oversight committee. It's keeping the confidence of the public in time being. Right? Fine. The explanation. The option 1, the immediate full public closure, the premature class, because allegation unproven, it can defame a contractor, invite legal liability. Option 2, unreliability removing contractor bypass due to process, the project committee authority based in hearsay. Option 3, limited disclosure override and strikes right balance, upholds the transparency and balance mechanism while protecting reputations of right. So respect confidential duty process, Miss X duty integrity without succumbing to Y improper instruction. Hence 3 only is the ethically defensible course, right? Fine. So only 3, that is B only. Only 3. Only 3 is correct. Only 3 is correct, and 3 is purpose of limited disclosures oversight committee while keeping information confidential. Right? Fine. Then 79th question. X was addressing a seminar in the meaning of term law provided under Article 13, Part 3 of Constitution of India. X explained that the meaning of the term law is the Constitution of India very comprehensive. It includes ordinances, orders, even rules and regulations. Y pointed out the term of law Article 13 included customs usage having a territory and India law in force, and to X was not convinced. Right? So based on the above, correct conclusion can be X is correct interpretation law while including view of the non-inclusion custom. View of Y that law included custom is not correct. The view of X and Y are correct. The view of Y is correct. The correct answer is the view of D. The view of Y is correct. The view of Y is correct. Let's see the explanation. Under Article 13(3)(a), law is defined inclusively to mean any ordinance, order, bylaw, rule, regulation, notification, custom or usage of having a territory in India, force law, therefore Y is correct. Custom and usage of force and law express included X interpretation, which excludes custom, include contrary, bare text of 13(3), consequently Y view is also is correct, making the option D is right answer. So this is settled doctrine, and the case like Santaram and the Lalbagh, Madhukishore and set of Bigar. Now in this thing, now we will see the last question, that is 80th question. Consider the following statement reference to Constitution of India. There is no article in the Constitution of India that specifies that Constitution of India will officially be called Constitution of India. There is no article in the Constitution of India specifies that Indian Independence Act 1947, Government of India Act 35 was repealed. There is no article in the Constitution that India mentions 26 January 1950 as the date of commencement of Constitution of India. Which one of the following conclusions can be made and correct? All three statements right. There is no correct statement. There are two correct statements includes part 3, and there is one statement correct. So the answer is B. They say it is there is no correct statement. There is no correct statement. Explanation. All three statements are wrong. Statement 1 is wrong. Article 393 expressly provides the Constitution may be called the Constitution of India. Statement 2 is wrong. Article 390 explicitly repeals Indian Independence Act 1947, Government of India Act 1935, along with its enacting amendments, supplementing the statement through also wrong. So Article 394 expressly names 26 January 1915 as a date on which remaining provisions of the Constitution come into force, while certain article listed in Article 394 itself came into force, and once its date adoption 26 November 1949. Hence no statement is correct. Option B. Read more on fundamental rights and duties of Indian Constitution, Articles 12 to 35, Article 51, duties and comparison, UPSC in politics. Right? So that's it. So thank you very much, and then we will come up with the 2 more episodes, that is 90th to 80, 81st to 90 and 91 to 100. So thank you very much for listening.
வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க, பெல் ஐக்கன் பிரஸ் பண்ண மறந்து போயிடாதீங்க. அப்பதான் நாங்க போஸ்ட் பண்ற வீடியோவோட நோட்டிபிகேஷன் உங்களுக்கு வரும்.